So I'm just gonna read the situation and give you all the advice. So this guy, he's 30, his girl is 30, and they've been dating for a year, and he thinks he's cheating with her on him with her ex. I'm pretty sure. So he says, "So my girlfriend and I have been together over a year, and everything has seemed to be going really great. Now I have always trusted her completely and have had no reason not to. Going through phones and whatnot is never something I have done. One day, for some reason, while she was at work, I decided to go through her Apple Watch. Ooh, if you ever want to find out who someone really is, go through that phone, and don't even look through the person you suspect. Look through that too, but look through her best friends or his best friends, because that's where the tea is, right? So I decided to go through her Apple Watch. I don't know what it was, but for the first time, I felt this need to check. Always trust your gut. If you're a woman, trust your woman intuition. If you're a man, trust your gut feeling. It doesn't lie to you. It's always trying to tell you something under the surface that it catches on, because your subconscious knows human nature. It catches on before your conscious does. So I don't know what it is, but for the first time, I felt this need to check. And when I did, I found messages from 2 days earlier between her and her ex, who lives on the other side of the country. He texted her saying, "I miss my baby," and she responded that she misses him too. Mm, mm, mm. The conversation went on to her saying she would move there with him if he would want it, and even mentioned where she could get a job. That's his girl, man. It went on to him asking her to send a picture of her fit, what she was wearing at the moment, and she responded, "No, no, no," assuming out of respect for me. Talking to her was talking back to him, replying back to him was already disrespect. Right? She knew she might have got caught, or she might have a guilty conscience, but you can't talk about respect at this point. And then I guess she did, because he texted him again saying, "Daddy want," because he texted again saying, "Daddy wants. When can I come over?" Yeah. So she did end up texting. What did I just say? And she never replied. I will talk about it later. I talked to her about it, and she felt horrible and blocked him and everything. Doesn't matter. Said she was drunk and regretted it terribly. Doesn't matter. I want to trust her again, but it's really hard. I don't know how to move forward. Thanks for advice. And he's just thanking people for giving them advice. Um, so basically, his ex ended up calling him after, and the ex that she was talking to ended up calling him after. As pissed as she was, he took time. He basically respected the ex for owning up to what he did and seeing how fucked up it was. And they were in love when they were young, and he was just reminiscing. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. Um, for one, guys, when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. It's very hard, because as humans, our desire for people to be who we imagine they are in our heads clouds our judgment. A lot of times, especially when we get attached, which is why I don't recommend getting attached to anybody. When we get attached, we make excuses for the disrespect, right? The fact this girl's sending fit checks, this is a woman who isn't strong in her own confidence. She needs outside validation. That's already a red flag, right? You said you trusted her at the beginning, but your gut told you you don't, and she's obviously showed you some signs. And the thing is, people like this, it's never a mistake. Cheating or talking to an ex is never a mistake. It's a choice. They find a thrill in that. Someone who finds the thrill in disrespecting a relationship and going and cheating, they're not somebody you should be with long term, right? And the bullshit of, "Oh, I was drunk," it's such a lie. It's a blatant avoidance response. You're avoiding responsibility of messing up. I respect people who even says, "Hey, look, I was messed up what I did. I'm sorry." Right? It sucks, but like it's easier to blame it on the booze. But guess what? One of my friends told me this, and it's always stuck with me to this day. Is when someone says they're drunk, or when someone does something when they're drunk, right? It's not. This is not something they wouldn't do. This is not something they wouldn't do when they were sober. This being drunk removes the button in your mind that tells you, "Oh, you probably shouldn't do it," but you're still thinking about it, right? So don't then get full. If someone says I'm drunk, that's not an excuse. Regardless, they would have at least thought about doing it when they're sober, right? So the fact of the matter is, this guy knows her enough and has access enough to her to be able to say something like what daddy wants, and she didn't even shut it down. That was another red flag, right? The fact that she said she's down to move with him to the countryside, right? Even if you're drunk, what the heck? When I get drunk, I eat some chips, and I might text my mom. Some of you guys got girls that get drunk and is pining for that ex because she's been alpha widowed. The dude alpha widowed her, and she's still thinking. It's like think it like this. I noticed this with a lot of women. Like men, I haven't seen this too much, right? But women, if you are easy to them and if you're a game they beat, they want to go back to the game they couldn't beat, right? That's why a lot of times when the guy leaves, they want to work things out. They want to send them messages and say, "Hey, let's talk and stuff." But when they leave a guy, they don't even give him a time of day, right? Don't make excuses for disrespectful behavior because if you let stuff slide, people will start skating, right? People think, oh, he let that slide. What else can I get him to let him slide, right? The thing you have to realize is a lot of times when I throw in a little caveat that if you really felt bad, if the dude really felt bad, he would have never done it, one. And two, they're both only apologizing because they got caught. If they didn't get caught, they would have been running behind your back forever and she would have left you for him. But back to the video. When people are getting broken up when a breakup is about to happen, I've noticed this mainly with women. I don't know about guys. I'll do some more research on that. But like with women, they try to beat your confidence down and beat your ego, so they know that you won't leave them. They know that you'll take the disrespect, and when they have beta-sized you to through 1,000 concessions, like Rich Cooper says, then they leave, and then you're in the state of needing them because you, as men, when we get in a relationship, we are asked by these women. Majority of men, I know if you're high value, it probably doesn't matter, but majority of women ask guys to leave all their other options and just stick with them. And then when they lose that fear of competition, now they don't need to do everything they did to get you, right. They don't get enthusiastic when it comes time to do intercourse, right. So by the time, mind you, when they have done this, they leave their options and the male's validation there. They leave them as friends and don't worry about it. The dude that they always say don't worry about it is the first dude you should be worried about when you break up. Facts. Right? So don't listen. I always say this, don't listen to what people say, watch what they do. I've had someone who's backstabbed me so much, and then when he see me in my face, he said, "Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?" You can't even trust a smile in this world. You can't even trust a smile in this world, right? Watch how people move with other people. When if he's your boy and every time a girl comes, he just completely ignores you and focuses on the girl, like he's not someone you could trust your woman with. Right? If you're a woman, if you're going outside and she's trying to lead in front of you, she doesn't respect your leadership for one. If she's walking in front of you, and for two, if her head's always on a swivel, she's looking for a better option. If she's super friendly in the street, I'm not saying she can't be friendly with her friends, but she's super friendly with random dudes. Oh, and that's just the way I am. Okay, and you used to just be a whore, and I've been trying to save you, but it's not gonna work. Like you have to look, man, if she doesn't have genuine burning desire for you, like she's always trying to message, she's always when someone has genuine burning desire, they always want to kiss you, they always want to hang out with you, they always want to see what you're doing, right? So it's good to I know a lot of y'all because the good relationships are stuff with no drama, but like if you have a gut feeling, always trust that gut feeling, man. You got to check that stuff because 9 times out of 10, call it a message from God, call it a message from the universe, your subconscious, it knows what's going on in the other service, right? I heard this quote and I love this quote. I don't know if you guys mess with God, but it says God removes people out of your life because he heard conversations when you weren't in the room. Right? A lot of people will play you for a sucker, they'll pay you for a fool. And usually these people are the dumbest people in themselves, but they just like get some thrill by sinning and trying to get people to cheat on you, right? You know who she is. I know it sucks and it's gonna be hard because you're attached, but I say this: you could either cut her off cold turkey, and that's probably the hardest thing you can do because hey, and if you get over that hump, and you will, like sooner than later, I congratulate you. But you could do exactly what majority of these girls do back to you. You can slowly disassociate, slowly have less frequent texts, right? Make her work her ass off to get you back, and when you finally feel like you can live your life without her, cut it off. That's what a majority of these girls do. They slowly weed out your attention. So they are done out of the relationship months. And then when the dude finally catches on and she says, let's break up. He's like, no, let's try couples therapy this. Cause he cut off all his other options, this, that. And she always had these guys waiting. And now we're just on to the next one. This is why I don't suggest you dating girls with a heavy body count. I don't know what body count this girl is, but the fact that she texted him a fit, still submissive to him, listened to the daddy, didn't say no, literally planned to move out there with him, she doesn't look at you as the top. She doesn't look at you as the best she can do. It sucks. Maybe you're not on the grind enough, and with that, I suggest use the pain as motivation. And every time you're slacking and you're not doing the work you're supposed to do, use it. Think about this moment and say, she really thought I was a sucker. I don't mess with this girl. And the fact of the matter is, she only blocked this dude just to show you like you can trust me again. She wants you to be oblivious and blind. She wants that trust back, right? You can't give her that. You can't. When someone shows you they're a snake, when someone shows you they're a cheater, when someone shows you they're a viper, believe them. I trust a thief to be a thief. I always say this, right? Believe it. She showed you she's untrusting and she's a snake. Believe her, right? And I say this like, have your fun, sure, whatever, but have your backup plan in case. Because she kept the ex around, knowing that like if anything were going wrong, like I'm assuming you're a bit masculine because it doesn't seem like you had any problems until you found this, right? But then she was gonna slowly start out the ramping the disrespect if her and her ex kept talking and made that plan official, and then she was gonna try to beta-tize you. And then when she beta-tized you enough, she would have left you high and dry. It doesn't matter what you think in your head who this girl is, you will never know until you look through that phone and you found a bit of your answer. You haven't gone through it all, but if you went through if you went through a message with a friend, I assure you, you would have found worse. You would have probably found worse, right? So I say this, you got to think that you're lucky stars. You're not married and you don't have kids, and you can walk away with this scot free. It seems like you don't have a place with this girl, right? So take it as a blessing, and now you know a little bit more about human nature. Now I want you, what's the step I want you to do when someone disrespects you and you've noticed it. Now I want you to take some time and think back and look at all the little signs you could have missed, and now engrave that in your mind, so next time someone shows you remotely any of those signs, you don't make an excuse for it. You believe them, and then you chameleon yourself. You know what this person might potentially be like. Okay, what are the parameters I could set to protect myself? And if you guys have anybody you know that you think might be cheating, the fastest, easiest way to do is check through that phone. And if you don't have their password and you feel like it's weird, you don't have that dynamic to ask for the to get in that phone randomly when you guys are chilling, everything's cool. Like let's say you have your arm around them and you're watching a game or something. Be like, hey baby, pass me your phone and unlock it for me. And this test is for just seeing how they react. Look at, you got to look at their micro phrases. At first, they'll be like, if they do that immediately and they'll go back to their normal. People wear masks in this world, right? They have micro expressions to show how they really feel before their mask goes on, right? So if I'm cheating and someone asks for my phone, I'll be like, why you want to check my phone? If they say something like that, if there's anything but yeah, baby, but why? While they unlocking it and giving it to you, just know, don't trust this person, right? You have everything you need to know. And something, and if and something too, they're getting smarter, so, right? If you look through the messages, look at it like if it's deleted, right? If you go through the message history and they've known this person for a while and it's the oldest messages from last week, that's also a sign, right? A lot of people are getting smarter when they cheat, and you got to get smarter so you can protect yourself in this world because it's a cold world. So make sure you subscribe if you got some value from this. My hit up my TikTok, it's astro0.0 the goat, and my Instagram is astronomicalkid7. DM me any questions, hit me up in the comments what you think if I'm spinning. If you have a problem you want me to help you too, just hit me up, man. I'm just here to give y'all some good advice, and hopefully I could guide y'all towards the right way. With that being said, big brother Astro out.